Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some StarMade Nude and Fleetworks. And when we left off in the last video, I was talking about the Amar Punisher. Real quick, I just got back from San Francisco. I was at TwitchCon with the rest of the Shine team. I don't think I've mentioned this on my channel officially yet, so let me mention it now. They have brought me on to the Shine team, the people that make StarMade. They have brought me in as their social media manager, and I contribute to the game in that sense, among other ways. So I was in San Francisco for the past few days. I've kind of been taking a break from posting videos, as you may have noticed, and so that's why I've been a little absent. So just wanted to let you guys know where I was. And now we can talk about where we're going, because we're back in StarMade looking at a Gallente Velator. Now this is the primary focus of today's episode, but I will talk about that in a moment. Real quick, let's go back up here and take a look at things like these Minotaur ships. And in fact, this entire sector full of stuff. So, if you've been watching for a while and you know what this is, you'll know that this is where I keep all of the completed ships. Now, it's a little bit more empty than it was last time, and that is because this is where only the up-to-date versions of the ships are kept. So I have the Amar Tormentor, the Imperator, the Templar, and the Executioner. All have been updated. Of course, I recently built the Blood Raiders Hematos, or maybe that was like a month and a half ago at this point. That could have been a while ago, I'm not really sure. I think it was a month and a half ago, actually, now that I think about it. That's kind of crazy how long ago that was. Of course, 2 episodes ago you saw me show off the updated Heron and the Sequoia Vest version. I have also updated the Dragonfly, the Ibis, the Furbog, another Gallente ship we will be taking a look at real quick, the Einherji, the Reaper, the Probe, the Burst, and the Breacher. So these are all up to date and now available on the StarMade Doc forums, where you can download them and fly around with them. They have up-to-date stats, they have up-to-date visuals, because the visuals have changed, and I've actually updated some of them that were so old that they still had the old docking system. So things like the Breacher, the Probe, and the Burst, they all had the old docking system. They are now up to date. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. The little fighter drones that I just showed off, the Templar, Dragonfly, Furbog, and Einherji, they all have different, not different types of weapons, but different behaviors to their weapons, I should say. Some of them have more of a rapid fire on their guns than others. I think the slowest firing one is the Dragonfly. They much more cater to their style. For example, the Dragonfly is made out of regular hull instead of standard armor, and is more focused on shields than before, I think. I have no idea. The Templar fires laser beams instead of cannons. So it's all just random changes that I've made. I've also decreased their power a little bit, so fighters versus fighter combat with my fighters, it lasts a while, and there's a good chance that you may never actually kill your opponent, which is unfortunate, but that's what I have to deal with when I'm dealing with such a small scale for these ships. So those are the updates with regards to all my ships. I am currently building a new version of the Amar shuttle. This is the wireframe right here, as you can tell. This is the old version. Look how old this is. It's so old that I didn't even have proper, proper wedging going on. I have no idea what I was doing, because I can see right here that there's a Tetra, and I'm not sure if that was added before or after that, like when I was finished with this ship. I guess maybe there's a chance that I added this after, but why ever on earth there was no Hepta when there was a Tetra? I have no idea. I don't actually know if that's how it was released, but that doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, here's the ship. Real quick, just to give you a tour. This is what the interior looked like. So we had, oh wow, this is cut off. I didn't know that. So we have the core here. That doesn't even fucking make sense. Oh my god, what was I thinking back then? Jeez, this is awful. Holy shit. What is this doing here? I never put power capacitors exposed, especially on a ship this small. This is my old... My god, this is an awful design. I am glad I am redoing this one, because holy shit, that's pretty bad. It's a little bit beefier in terms of the size, or at least it appears to be beefier. So that's pretty good. We'll have a little bit more internal space to work with. Not much, but a little bit more. Anyway, so look forward to that in the future. I don't really think a lot of you will be excited because it is just a shuttle. So, the main focus of today's episode was the change in color scheme to the Gallente ships. We have the Velotor here, which is like the only Gallente ship that I have finished. I am currently working on the Gallente Algos, which I'll talk about in a moment. But basically, over the course of the past year or so, EVE Online has been updating their visuals so that they are better looking in general. And with that came updates to the ship textures, the ship colors, and lighting and stuff like that, and just cool stuff for EVE Online's visuals, right? So the ships changed, and I've been slowly updating all of these Minmatar ones because those changed quite a bit as well. But the one that changed the most, in my opinion, was the Gallente ships. If you remember the past, this used to be blue and white, and now it's gray and green. And so in the past, in EVE, Gallente ships had this teal color to them, where the green was, and it looked more blue than green, so I made it blue. And it looked good enough. It matched what was being displayed in EVE Online. Now, I use a website called Caldari Prime Pony Club, as some of you may know, and that website allows me to look at the EVE Online ships and move them around, rotate them, and get a really close, in-depth look at the details on their structure and their textures. And what I am also able to do with that website is reduce all of the shininess and reflectivity of the hull and all the different colors of the ship, reduce all of that to 0, and I just get a flat color for the ship. And it was revealed back then, a year ago, when I did this, that the Gallente ships were white with blue colors, blue accents, or whatever. So that's what I stuck with. And some people debated me on that, but I can understand because it was a mix between, green and blue. It was some sort of teal. Very strange. But I stuck with blue. It was more blue than it was green, so I stuck with blue. It was more white than it was gray, so I stuck with white. And obviously, something has changed. Since then, they have quite clearly made the color for Gallente green. And I kinda love it, and at the same time I kinda was skeptical. I wasn't sure how this was going to play out with my ships because suddenly I had to turn it into a much darker version of itself. So we now have green instead of blue, and the white and the gray on the entire ship has been swapped. Everything that was gray is now white, and everything that was white is now gray. So I was a little skeptical as to how that would look, but I actually quite like it now that I'm sitting here in front of it. All of these white surfaces on this ship are very shiny reflective surfaces on the Gallente ships in EVE, and there really is no shiny reflective block that I can use. I mean, I could use the ingots, like the, I think it's Parsine, I think that's the one. Whatever one is the white one. I could use the white ingot, but they don't have wedges. Or, they do have wedges, but they don't have tetras, heptas, or corners, which I need in order to pull this off. Otherwise, I would use the white ingot, because it's the shiniest looking block, and I don't really care if those areas of the ship are displayed with an ingot, if it works. I haven't actually tested that, but I don't really plan on it either, because until they have tetras or heptas or corners, I have no reason to even try. So this is what I have. This is the new Gallente color scheme, and it will be applied to all future ships, and I'm definitely looking forward to that because it certainly matches the color of ships as they scale up. The bigger ships always looked darker than these smaller ships, and I have no idea why, but now it's looking pretty good. The green, I feel, adds a little bit of an aggressive tone to it, as well as the darker color, but I think the green really gives it a little bit of an aggressiveness that it was kind of lacking before. It was very much a peaceful ship. I just removed a block. It was very much a more peaceful looking ship when it was blue, so I'm very satisfied with that. And the interior has stayed as much as I can to the original color scheme, and that's because the concept art for the Gallente ships reveal that, or the concept art for Gallente internal structures reveal that it's all white and elegant and smooth. That's because the Gallente are all about living that fine, high-class life, of course. So I wanted to keep the interior as smooth and as clean and as bright as possible. And of course, if you look at the exterior of the ship, there's a gray hull and green accents. And I'm trying to mix the blue and the green with the glass and the lighting so that we get some nice turquoise colors instead, or some turquoise vibes, because it's not straight blue and it's not straight green lighting on the interior. It's a mix between the two, so it's kind of hard pulling that off, but I think I did it. I think it works. Real quick, we can go up here and take a look at the Furbog, which is the Gallente fighter, and personally I love the look of this. I've also updated the structure of this ship a little bit so it looks a little bit cleaner and smoother and nicer, and makes a little bit more sense, I hope. So yeah, that's what I've been up to mostly. So with that said, I have a quick announcement with regards to my channel. So I've obviously not been posting a lot of StarMade or any other video for the past few days. You will have noticed, if you've been paying attention, that I post upwards of 3 videos a day, and that is every single day of the week if I can. Things like Assassin's Creed, Alien Isolation, Homeworld, Mad Max has been a recent addition, Fallout New Vegas highlights, StarMade of course, both the NEF and random reviews of stations from ages ago. I've been posting all of that stuff. The problem is that I cannot keep up. I really cannot. I had a system where I would record throughout the week and then I would edit for 2 days over the weekend, and that's just not fun, because editing different videos in the same day is just awful. Editing an entire week's worth of videos in 2 days is awful, especially when they are different videos, because I need to keep track of all these different videos, and it just feels bad. It's not something that you can easily get motivated for, and I really don't enjoy it. So what I'm going to do instead is return back to StarMade as much as I can. So first things first, I still have station reviews to get rid of. I will do them as fast as I can, and the reason is because they just need to get done. It's been almost a year since that station contest took place. That's absolutely ridiculous of me, and they should have been done, they could have been done within a month, within the same month that the station contest was taking place. So I am seriously sorry for taking so freaking long to get those out to you. It's just the worst, and I have no excuse. I'm just a lazy prick. So next, on top of that, I want to do more NEF stuff. I've been kind of absent from it, and this is, of course, my project. So I would like to get back into creating these ships, and I have discovered a more not efficient, but a more cleaner way of importing the models from EVE Online. And it's quite convoluted process that I may outline in a video. I'm not really sure if I'll do a tutorial on how to do it, because it's something that would require me to capture my screen and not just the game itself. So maybe screenshots will do. I'm not really sure. It's kind of complicated, but I'll talk about it in a future video, and I'll demonstrate how much better it is in that video. So I have a new version of importing models from EVE Online, correct? That is great. What that means is I'm much more interested and motivated to finish those ships because they have cleaner models. Cleaner models means that it's easier for me to actually make the wireframe, and once I have the wireframe done, the hardest part of building the ship is out of the way. After that, I can take over with regards to the visual aesthetics of the hull, the interior design, and I love that type of stuff. I fly through it, and so I'm really looking forward to how much quicker I'll be able to get things done because I'll have a cleaner ship to make, right? So, yeah, look forward to more NEF builds. I think relatively soon I want to try it out with the Rifter and see if I can make a Rifter, because that is one of the most requested ships, and I have yet to make it, and I think it would be a really good start for this new process. So I'll show that off in a future video. The next video, probably next week, right? And then, what else? So we're going to do StarMade. We're going to do some more StarMade with the NEF. After that, the plan is to do StarMade reviews. Just regular reviews. Much like Raven and Saber's and maybe Delmont's reviews that they post regularly to their channels, right? Because, of course, I have station reviews, but once I'm done with those, I want to take a look at some of the best ships that I've seen in the community, the best ships that I've seen created, and I want to just showcase them on my channel. I will personally be picking which ships make it to this showcase, so don't send me requests to review your ship because I will absolutely 100% ignore you. That's not to be rude or mean or anything, or to kind of shut someone out. It's just because I've heard of the horror stories that Saber and Raven have to deal with in terms of their ship reviews, and it just doesn't sound fun telling somebody that, no, I can't review their ship, so don't even bother. Sorry, just don't even bother. If you want me to review your ship, make sure it's a kick-ass ship and upload it to the forums. As soon as a ship is uploaded to the forums, I am notified, because I am sort of well, I'm staff now, so I have some sort of privilege on the forums now, which means that I get immediately notified whenever a new ship is posted to the forums. So, if you want me to take a look at your ship, build a kick-ass ship, upload it to the forums, and I will eventually see it. I have been keeping track, I've been bookmarking every single awesome-looking ship that I've come across, and I cannot wait to get started on doing some legitimate showcase series. It's going to be more of a showcase, less of a review. I don't really want to, you know, compare ships to each other and say what's good and what's not. I just want to showcase what looks awesome, what works, what doesn't, and, you know, kind of just give some exposure to some awesome builders that don't normally often get exposure. So yeah, on top of that, and this video is going on a little bit too long, so I'm going to hurry this up. I'm going to cut it out with posting 3 different video game videos a week, or every day, 7 days a week. What I am instead going to do is focus entirely on one game, and just post the shit out of that game until it's finished. It's going to be 2 videos a day, including the days where there are StarMade videos. If there's a StarMade video, there will also be a random video from another game that I am playing. The current game that I plan on completing first is Mad Max, then I'll probably move on to Alien Isolation. Of course, in exactly less than a month, Fallout 4 comes out, and that is the game that I will be playing. I will probably be streaming it to YouTube, and then that video will be posted to my channel, as the streaming service usually takes care of that. And so you will see like a 2-hour-long video pop up Fallout New Vegas, and you won't really have, or not Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4. So when that comes out, that's what I'll be playing most of. But I hope that in between now and then, I can finish Mad Max and potentially make some more progress in Alien Isolation, which is the game that I am most looking forward to completing. It's been way too fucking long since I've completed any of these games, and focusing on one single game and then editing that game and then playing more of that game and then editing is much more favorable to my current system, where I just focus on like 10 different games at once. It's just annoying. I much prefer to focus on a game, edit it, and then post it, and then film it, then edit it, and etc. And I do this like to the point where I film 20 videos a day, and then they're all ready to go on the channel. I love doing that. It's just really great getting all of that stuff done. And so that's how it's going to happen from here on out. 2 videos of a particular game a day, and on StarMade video days, you'll see a StarMade video and a regular random video game Let's Play. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing on this channel. Thanks for joining. If you want a chance to win the Sequoia Vesta Heron, leave a comment down below. We'll be continuing this new trend where you have a chance to win a random limited edition ship from my shipyards every time you comment on my video. I don't even know if that sentence made sense because I kind of lost track of what I was saying. I am done with this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all next time.